for action.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Duke Nukem Evermore, a series where I'll be using the solo gameplay rules to the Duke Nukem Tabletop Meltdown role-playing game in order to recreate the story to the ill-fated Duke Nukem Forever.
Just in time.
All of the gameplay and dice rolling will be done prior to the reading, and then wrote down in my gameplay notebook, of which then I will be sharing with you guys.
Who wants some?
As always, you can find the link for the rulebook down in the description below in case you'd like to do your own Duke Nukem adventure. There will also be a link for my how to play video and another for the previous episode if you haven't checked it out yet, which I totally recommend because it's freaking awesome.
It's go time.
I will also be posting a link for the Google document for this entire adventure. So as it progresses and I add more to it, it will grow. So it'll just have the entire adventure all in one go.
Yeah.
Lastly, this video is intended for an adult audience only, as it will contain a lot of naughty language and ultra violence and just adult themes in general. So we've been warned.
Raining blood, baby.
So with that out of the way,
let the games begin.
It's game time.
droplets of rain pelt the top of the splintered dome over Duke's head as he stares into the ominous emerald eye of the mothership. 15 seconds remained until the Omega cannon will be ready to fire, and Duke finds himself completely surrounded by alien fighters and a single battle crew armed with large cannons threatening to tear himself and the casino to pieces. The enormous laser cannon of the mothership begins to charge another devastating blast, this time aimed straight at Duke. Sweat glistens off his palms as his fists tighten around the joysticks, aiming 8 small cannons outside of the dome. He lines up the shot, then slams his thumbs down hard on the triggers, sending a thunderstorm of shellfire erupting into the sky. With a barrage of small explosions, the devastating mothership laser cannon shifts slightly upon impact just as it fires, causing the beam to shoot only a few inches over the casino rooftop. A message accompanied by red flashing from the monitors scrolls past Duke.
Cannons overheated. 30-second cooldown.
As he looks up from the monitors, 3 vulture fighters above drop down to pop a single blast each into the dome, 2 of which smash into the casino rooftop, loosening chunks of concrete from the structure. The third blast hits the dome hard, causing shards of reinforced glass to splinter off and fall towards Duke. Unfortunately, Duke takes no notice of the shards until they slice and stick into his flesh a second later. Red amber lights circle about the room, and Duke smacks a button on the console, arming the blast shields. Armor plating begins enveloping the dome around him, leaving the monitors as his only eyes to the battle outside. 10 more seconds. The dome only had to hold for 10 more seconds before the Omega laser would be fully charged. Duke strains his eyes in the dark, scanning the room for anything to aid him. As his eyes reach the back corner of the room, a few yards from the lift platform, the red light sweeps over an emergency supplies cabinet. Duke quickly jumps out of the seat and rushes to the cabinet. He pops it open, revealing a bottle of steroids and a small, backpack-sized jet.
Alright, now we're talking.
Duke is nearly thrown to the ground as 3 blasts slam into the casino. Duke throws himself back into the controls and is greeted by a green flashing of the charged Omega cannon. A grin stretches over Duke's face, and he aligns the mothership between the crosshairs of the monitor.
When you get to hell, tell him Duke sent ya.
He smashes the trigger, and the entire dome quakes from the concussive blast as a huge ball of plasma shrieks into the menacing green eye, leaving only dripping plasma in its place. Duke smirks, then catches a glimpse of movement on the monitor to his right. The battleship focuses its large cannon on the dome, but is interrupted as 3 EDF fighters sweep in to flank its side with hellfire.
It's about goddamn time. Better late than never, I guess.
But just as the words leave his tongue, Duke sees a fresh wave of about 30 fighters pour forth from the mothership in retaliation. That was only half of his worries, however, as Duke quickly notices handfuls of the warring alien ships scattered among the sky begin to break off from their skirmishes to converge on the casino. Duke glances back to the small cannon monitors, showing 15 seconds before they'd be fully cooled down and ready to fire.
Ugh, son of a bitch.
Duke switches the controls to automatic as he throws himself out of the seat and begins making his way to the lift. Duke's boots slide to a sudden stop when he notices the shadow looming above the platform. The red lights sweep over the glistening sweat of Duke's face, slip along the shutters of the dome, and finally stretch over the bulbous figure ahead. Alien voices echo in the depths of Duke's brain, splitting intense pain throughout his skull. 3 large glowing red eyes pierce through the black, and a mass of slimy tentacles wriggle beneath a large gaping maw lined with sharp, jagged teeth. The hideous mouth widens, and the noise in Duke's mind grows louder as the ominous glow of the beast's eyes intensifies, spreading throughout the entirety of its grotesque body. Duke's torn jacket slips down into his grip, revealing muscles pulsing hot with adrenaline.
You can take those tentacles and shove them up your ass.
Violent vibrations surge through the room as scorching hot plasma splashes the blast shields above, oozes blobs of boiling goop between the newly formed cracks, and spatters the tiles a few inches from Duke's mighty boot. The sinister invader's jaw nearly unhinges as a pulsing orb of energy begins formulating in its gullet. The incantations in Duke's head increase to a sharp cosmic scream of horror. Duke's eyes narrow, and a crimson glint slides across his tinted shades as amber sweeps the chamber.
Your move, shithead.
With a blood-curdling scream, the plasma erupts from the jaws of the octopus and hurls towards Duke. The blast singes the tips of his flat top as he barely manages to duck below the projectile when it tears through the air. Duke quickly closes the gap between himself and the beast. He sweeps up towards the creature, then throws his jacket into its face, and follows up with a heavy jab to its lower left eye. The Octobrain reels back in pain, increasing the distance from himself and Duke. One of its tentacles reaches up and tosses the jacket onto the floor, then unleashes another blast of energy, but the plasma misses its mark, shooting too far to the right.
What's the matter? Performance anxiety?
The beast roars retaliation into Duke's mind. With a burst of energy, Duke charges the alien, then readies a jump into the air with his boots aimed at the Octobrain's center mass. But as he leaps, he is thrown off balance when another shell of alien hellfire slams into the casino. Duke slams into the hard ground, and the monster takes advantage of the mishap, latching its disgusting fangs on the Duke's leg. Duke's free boot smashes into the side of the hideous face, causing the beast to wince in pain, but the jaws only tighten down further. The teeth sink deep into his flesh, shooting more pain into his already throbbing head, and Duke blacks out for a second. When his vision returns, Duke sees the ugly face of the Octobrain pull his leg further down into its throat, up to his thigh. His fist slams down onto the invader's wounded eye, causing it to bleed profusely. The beast writhes in pain, but remains latched onto the leg. Its tentacles reach out quickly, seizing hold of Duke's arms. He strains against the fleshy ropes as the Octobrain attempts to chew off his right leg, violently sawing his teeth and sliding Duke across the floor.
How about a second helping?
The heel of Duke's boot slams down hard on the beast's skull with a sickening crunch, and it slumps to the ground with a wet slop.
Ugh, gross.
Duke kicks his leg free from the flabby corpse. and lumbers back to his feet with a jolt of pain. Leaning onto the lift controls for support, he slams his good leg into the dead invader, dislodging its bloody eyeball with a spurt of gore.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
His meaty hand slaps the controls, and the lift begins slowly descending back into the depths of the casino. And that concludes another episode of Duke Nukem Evermore.
Game
Thanks for
over.
watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like and hit that subscribe button below if you'd like to keep up with Duke Nukem's adventure as it progresses along.
There's more where that came
Don't forget
from.
to hit that bell notification. That way you will actually be notified when a new video comes out, which should be sometime soon. I'm trying to get at least maybe 2 videos out a month if I can help it.
Holy
I got the new
cow.
Yeti mic, so things should go a lot smoother, less editing on trying to get those pop noises out and the loud ear-piercing sounds.
Bitchin'.
If you'd like to do your own solo Duke Nukem adventure, or you got a couple friends and you just want to get together for some good old alien ass kicking over pretzels and beer, then you need but just click on that rulebook link in the description below. If you do something cool like that, definitely send me an email at roastedzerg@gmail.com and give me all the details, all the dialogue and all that cool stuff, and I will gladly make an episode dedicated to you.
Cool.
Stay tuned for another episode coming up soon.
Come on.
And remember,
Always bet on Duke.
Hail to the king, baby.